Kids, come on. Anybody else is watching? I got a filthy dog on top of me now with that, this guy, Skippy. He's rubbing his dirty face all over my brand new All-American tie. Happy Aloha, kids, and everybody else is watching. It is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Gonna be a short one. What we're talking about is you kids, anybody out there that is watching. We grew up. Okay, no. I'm a mess now because of this guy. We grew up a lot easier than kids back in the 1800s, and that's what I wanted to say real fast was Labor Day. Most of us think, oh well, that has to be because it's the end of summer, the beginning of autumn. No. Labor Day, before Labor Day, kids were 5 and 6 years of experience with women, and they worked like 12, 16, even more hours than that a day for 6 to 7 days a week under some really harsh times. It was basically in factories. There was mills and mines that, women and children had to work under with wages that were way less than the male getting money those days. So what happened was it began in New York, 1882, and that was the first time it was implemented as far as an idea. It was on September 1882. It was September 5th, actually. And not until Oregon made it actually a law. That was in 18... I don't know. It was 18... Oregon passed the first bill. And then it still took another 7 years before it was actually implemented by Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland. He was our 22nd president. Who do we got here? Trauma Bounty Hunter. Haven't seen you. Hi, how you doing? Let me put my glasses on. It looks like I actually can read something here. Sorry for these 100-proof glasses, but gotta have them on, I guess. Bounty Hunter, huh? And then, wow. Khanoferaz. Sounds like you're definitely from not around here. How you doing? So we got Grover Cleveland. He was our 22nd and 24th president. Now he made it in 18. My dyslexia keeps kicking in. The 1894, it became law that it was for an 8-hour day, and this was a big thing because back then it was 12 hours or longer, and it was for. And by the way, you kids, you got it pretty easy out there considering the child labor and act law was not until like 1938. So we had close to 40 years of kids and women getting kind of ripped off, working a lot of hours. I'm guessing that's CAA, high back. And that enactment in 1938 was by Roosevelt himself, but it still took 38, 39, 40, 41, still took 3 years for it actually to be enacted by the Supreme Court, the child Child Labor Act law. So what we're saying is, you guys got it pretty easy. Even myself, I grew up. Well, I was being brought up a lot by my grandparents, and they were brought up. What's the story tonight? I guess you got in a little late, CJ. The story is. The story is Labor Day. Once again, happy Labor Day, everyone. And how we really got it so much easier than our parents and grandparents, for sure. See, my grandparents would have been brought up during that time period where the longer hours would have been worked. I guess that they also grew up in the Second World War time period. So when it got my time, guess who's back? Yeah. That's Skippy. He's all muddy on my yellow shirt. Boy. Oh boy. Oh well, we can always wash shirts. Hey. All right, sit down then. This guy's too much. And this guy over here. He gets a treat. He's not as muddy. So my grandparents had the World War II, which was a lot of rationing. You had coffee, sugar, butter, gasoline, rationed. CJ, you're welcome for me talking about your dream last night. Too bad you couldn't make it. So, we really don't realize how fortunate we are. When I was growing up, I was put to work at 5 years old myself by my grandmother. She had us sewing my grandfather's socks. See, they didn't throw anything away. We back in the day, we didn't throw anything away. It was made by Americans, and it was usually pretty good stuff to where you fixed it. But now we got a lot of cheap stuff, and why bother fixing it? Just throw it away. Buy something new again. Didn't do that back then. And it's funny how times change. So here we are sewing up my grandfather's socks. It's a cute little story. And at 5 years old, you can imagine how I was with sewing. Pretty crummy. In fact, my grandmother said, "You did a fine job on your grandfather's socks, but they were just, there was a lot of knots. The holes that he had in his socks, and you were sewing them up, had a lot of knots in them. You just not quite there yet." And but she said, "We'd never throw those socks away, and your grandfather was proud to wear them." Oh, I don't know how true it was, but I think you're just buttering me up. Let's see, Nolan Maxwell, thoughts on Ukraine and Russia? Yeah, it's kind of a bloodbath over there, and there's people that always want a war, and I think it's time to stop the war. Not only there, but all over the place that has war. I believe we are coming now into a time period where people don't want any more war. And there's a lot of warmongers. You'll never make money in peacetime. Well, I'm talking about the people that make money. They don't make it in peacetime. They make it during the war. Isn't that interesting? So it's a money-making thing. Not only that, when blood is shed, there are unseen energies that take that energy because they are negative energies, and they use it to prolong their existence. So cutting off war kind of starves negative energies. But it's about time they get starved, I think. I believe there will be peace, though. Um, okay, Nolan Maxwell, a lot of questions here, huh? Venezuela? Venezuela. Thomas Shelby. Hello there, Thomas Shelby. We have Venezuela. We have a lot of places that are dictatorships. And whenever there's a dictatorship, the people don't fare too well. And again, it's, see, that's what I was going to say. Times are changing. I had mentioned this in the past, how Pluto is now coming into Aquarius. And the last time Pluto came into Aquarius was in 1776 and also during the French Revolution. Both, that was the same time period. People during that time did a lot of saying that they're not going to put up with it anymore. And that is what's happening right now. Okay? People all over the world are not putting up for dictators. And there's going to be a lot more revolutions going on. As you can see, all over the planet, it's happening as I speak. So we're going to have 40 years of Pluto in Aquarius. So we're going to have a few uprisings here and there. There's going to be some clearing out of some dark energies. And that's the way it's going to be right now. Okay, Nolan Maxwell, Interstellar. Okay, let's see, Kadir Yedik. There's no escape. Well, there's no escape anywhere. We come into this planet, we're not escaping. Well, there's no escape. I agree, there's on many levels no escaping. Surge. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, CJ. Nolan Maxwell, Jenna Ortega, loves Martin. Hey, thanks, Nolan. Nolan Maxwell. It's nice to be loved. So, we have a lot of things that we should be grateful for, that we're not under the old days before Labor Day, which is today. Happy Labor Day again. Nolan, okay, Nolan Maxwell, Martin versus Elon Musk. Well, he's got some good points to him. But he's got some, I feel, negative ones when you want to put a chip in yourself to be advanced in some awareness outside your body and being, let's say the word, we're always, if you think about it, kids, anybody out there, we're always grabbing things from outside of us to where we don't have to grab anything else. We already got everything we need right within us. Our potential is so grand that we've been limited, yes, but we're coming into an awareness now that there's an awakening happening all over the planet. Now, as far as Elon Musk goes, he's playing both sides. And he's making a lot of A&I stuff and wants us to be part of it. Now, my concern with robots is I have yet to know where the off switch is. Because as we well know, I believe it was in Japan a few years back, nobody's talking about it. All those robots that started, all those scientists that got taken out by these robots, and they got to take the robots out, but that one that was left over, the one that got rebooted from the eye in the sky, he got rebooted and he started doing even. Where is the off switch? That's all I want to know. And we're all going to have a robot probably pretty soon, someday. That's what they're trying to push. Everybody, everybody should have a robot. Uh, I think I'll wait a bit. I'll wait just a little bit. Nolan Maxwell, have you served in the military? Well, actually, not this lifetime, but I would have been a perfect candidate. It was in 1970, 72 and 3 that you had to sign up. You had to put your name in, and I did put my name in. I signed up for being enlisted, but then the Vietnam War kind of stopped. I was going to go into the Marines. That was my mindset. I grew up with throwing knives, throwing axes, shooting the bow, blowgun. Um, well, I would have been the perfect little guy to go out there and probably what? Yes, I had plans. My grandfather called and said, "Get out here to Jersey. You're in Arizona. You're graduating high school. Get out here to. We're hiring brakemen on the Jersey Central Railroad. You're gonna make a lot of money." I said, "Hey, that sounds positive." I was brought up to know that you had to make money, 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 and women, women, women to be happy. And that's what I'm saying. That's not true. That's a lie. Having a lot of money, going through a lot of women, is not going to make you happy. It took me a long time to realize that. Definitely a lot of women. To see that there was more in life than those two things. Nolan, Martin versus Terminator robots. Now, I have nothing against robots. It's just that I want to know where their off switch is. Really? So, are you are you a ladies' man? Nolan Maxwell, you're asking a lot of questions here. Am I a ladies' man? Okay. I was told by my first spiritual teacher, I've had four. The first one was the one that did a regression or hand face analysis of our whole family. She was well known in the psychic world. She did readings on a lot of the actors. She did one on Elvis Presley. Anyway, she was over our house and she told the whole family when we came into this planetary time. Hey, Berrigan, Uncle Martin, how's it going? It's going very well, thank you. Uncle Martin, are you a player? Now, see, I was definitely more than a player. I yeah, I lived, I lived to play. And then it came to my understanding that after you go on a date, you have to wake up in the morning, or at least afterwards, and have a discussion with your partner. I had to go through quite a few hundred to see that. Then it came down to well, more than a physical relationship. You had to have obviously some mental stimulus with that person, and then you had to have something emotionally, and then eventually you had to have something spiritually. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually are four foundations that you must have or not for a relationship. Now I found took a long time to realize this, probably 3 or 4 years. CJ, you're back, huh? That's nice. You had stuff to do and you did it. Fantastic. And Maxwell, Taylor Swift and Uncle Martin, Marilyn Monroe and Uncle Martin. I don't know. This doesn't sound like a very good matchup, personally. So what I'm saying is, I went through a lot of money, a lot of women. I had a whole lot of money. I had a whole lot of women. And I was told I'd be happy, and I wasn't. So, go get him. What a good boy. Somebody's trying to break in. It's not going to happen. So, We all come to this realization sooner or later. But I know people with more experience than myself that are still looking for more money and more women. I'll bet you $1 they're not happy. So so after Dad got better, we were brought up survivalists. I decided I'd go and see if I could live off the land at a spiritual Indian hot springs. And I can't wait till I get to these stories because I think it'll help a lot of people look at look at things in a different way. Um, so I was like celibate for about a year there already. Celibate. That means you don't do the beautiful thing, and you're not a player. All right. So I headed out to these Indian spiritual hot springs. That these people, um, IQ, I hard to pronounce your name. Looking forward, working hard. Well, okay, working hard is always good, positive. Whatever you do, make sure you do it well. I was brought up with that understanding. So I'm out in this desert area with people with an understanding. They were spiritual. And, well, there's two, you could be spiritual positively, spiritually negatively. And, well, I'm not making judgments, but it was borderline on a couple of those people. They had an understanding not to eat food over 138 degrees because you'd kill it. To also, it was a commune, all right. Back in the day, you could live with a bunch of people. A lot of people did. But these people were, they said that they were going for breatharian, which means you're going to drink water and breathe air. It's a mental concept. Nothing wrong with this concept, so long as you consciously want to do it. But if somebody's if you don't get that choice, like these little kids, they're all over the planet, their little eyes are bugging out, they are basically breatharians. But they consciously don't want to do it. Somebody is starving them, is what I'm saying. This is very negative, all right? But in my mind, I was ready to go for breatharian. I was doing a lot of fasts. I was up in a cave. These hot springs were up to 119 degrees in the hot pool. I stayed there. I guess I held the record. Somebody did a record. It was 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Could have stayed longer, but the people that were around me, I was feeling a little negative, so I got out. But these waters, Geronimo married one of his wives there, and this is what I'm saying. There's negative and positive places in this world. Now, this is what the shaman told me, that Geronimo had said for 3 days, this land will give to you, heal you, give you energy for 3 days. After 3 days, it will no longer give. It will take. It will take from you. So as I looked around, I saw people that lived there a couple of years. There was something definitely taking from them. That would be another story. How is my midnight? Midnight is a dog that comes through my store that I feed goodies. I did have a horse named Midnight too, but that would be another story. Baragon, have you held your breath like 5 minutes? I got to where I was over 3.5 minutes. I was in the water, and I felt that I could hold it longer, but I think that was where euphoria was kicking in, and I was ready to pass out. So you don't want to hold your breath too long. It's good to breathe. Oh, I thought he was yours. No, No, that midnight dog there, he's a pup, three 3 weeks old. He's gotten a couple goodies from me. When he comes in again, you'll see how big he gets. This dog really grows fast. So, at the hot springs, we had people that were diverse in their thinking. The hotel was a 3-story hotel, had a lot of negative energy behind it. I can go into that at another time. Well, think about it. If you park your see, in the day before you built your house, before you bought any land, you get a hold of a person with a lot of experience, and you'd have them come in and say, "Hey, is this land good to build on?" And somebody says, "No, no, there was a massacre here. I wouldn't suggest it." Or they'll say, "No, no, there was graveyards here. No, don't do that." But you know what? There's some people who don't listen to those people, and they still build on it. Yeah, negative things happen. Okay, looks like you know what we're getting, kids. A dust storm. Oh man, another dust storm. A dust storm and rain here in Arizona in the middle of my talk. I'm gonna have to cut it short, guys. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on. Yeah, man, it's like really coming in already. It's starting to rain on us. Happy Labor Day. Thanks for hanging out so long. Those that have. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Care less which one. Comment, I would love to have. Especially after I post this, because I don't get any of the questions anymore. I'm trying to figure that out. And I'll tell you what, if you follow me, I guess I'll follow you. And if I'm going to follow you, I want you to put a video up, okay? At least something. Taking a picture of your dog or your cat, your fish, or I don't know, a story. Tell a little true story. Some kind of story that changed your life. That would be very positive, okay? Hey, CJ, you have a 16-week-old golden doodle. Hey, I love those little doodles. The storm's starting to kick in. As I said, join the club. I'll join your club. And hey, let's grow together. Okay, until I see you again, I'll try to be out here tomorrow at 5 o'clock. If not, we'll see each other soon. Till then, be well. Oh, here it comes. God victory. Speak alarmed LCG Jelly. Speak alarmed Allah. Speak Allah. It sounds like you're from and by the way, it's dark. This is what a wise man said. He was from I think it was Iraq or Iran. Very wise man said, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. That means, as dark as it may be in your life today, right now, it's going to get brighter. And think about it. If you have a real dark night, that's when you can see the stars. If you're in the city, you look up in the sky, you don't see any stars. So if you're out in the country, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, be well. God victory. Hey, I love you guys too. Be well.